Yes, I am Dr. Vaughn Kaiser, and I wish to speak with you about the utter disgrace of my colleagues, the astronomers. The astronomers know that man and woman can feel the radiation from the sun. No matter if we want to call it radiation, gamma rays, photon, no matter what we want to call this energy, it is a fact that man and woman can feel the energy from the sun. This is a fact. But to the defense of my disgraceful colleagues, the astronomers, it is not their job to describe how humans feel any type of celestial bodies. This is not their science. Their science is about calculating the distance, knowing the chemical composition of a celestial object, knowing how long it's been there, how long it takes to travel, and does it have any neighbors in its galaxy, and so forth. Everything that's on the external outside of Earth is their point of reference, not how humans feel. So therefore, to my shameful colleagues, it is not up to you to determine or even to say that astrology is not a real science when you yourself do not study how humans feel celestial energy. And to hold your head up high when you yourself study all of your life, you ignore your family, and you study this intelligent being called stars and quasars and other things of that nature that is made up of energy, which is an intelligence, then you have to ask yourself a question. How can something that's alive and vibrant be calling upon you so much so that you call yourself astronomer, that you dedicate your entire life studying it? But yet when the astrologer comes and saying it has an effect on your consciousness, you say it does not. But yet you know you can feel the energy of the sun. And this is a fact that you cannot deny. Dr. Neil Degrasse Tyson made a great point, and he pointed out the fact that if a couple becomes pregnant at the time of a full moon and they go a full term, approximately 10 months from conception to delivery, the moon will be full again. This is a mathematical correspondence of the moon phase to a woman's delivery cycle of a baby. But it makes perfect sense because the astrologers have been known this. They have been understood the fact that on average, a woman starts her menstrual cycle from start date to start date. That is an average of 28 to 29 days. The same that it takes the moon from phase to phase. This is a fact. So not only do we see the woman's correlation on a monthly cycle, we also see it in correspondence with the moon on a delivery cycle of impregnation. So Dr. Neil had clearly pointed out an obvious truth, a fact, a corresponding fact to human events. If you think a bear, in which we know goes into hibernation in the winter, human beings respond differently to the four energies of the four seasons. The economy is much different, predicated upon the seasons. Human behavior, dress codes, stress even comes in when some people don't get enough light. So human beings are affected by the cosmic phenomena of weather. This is a fact. It is a fact. So it is an epic fail for the astronomers to turn their nose up to astrologers. When you just had in February of 2016, the LIGO detectors went off and said, "Wait, we just discovered gravitational waves hit the Earth, and it's 100 years after Einstein's discovery. He was right, there's gravitational waves." And they only have 2 detector sites, one in Louisiana and one in the state of Washington. And the question you have to ask yourself is, if gravitational waves traveled and somehow registered on your machine here on Earth, then we have to conclude that those same waves traveled and it had to touch the people here on Earth. So the point being, the astrologers have been told you that different cosmic bodies give off waveform energy, and they've been defined how this energy interacts with human beings. This is a fact. So we can no longer hold our noses up. We have to understand that all cultures of the East and all indigenous cultures have a respect for the cosmos and they work in knowledge. And I must admit, the vast majority, the best one, was the Egyptian civilization. These anomalies all over the earth where cultures are paying respect to the divine cosmos and understanding the relationship with the cosmos like a farmer. Nobody would eat if it was not for a farmer, and a farmer must have an almanac. And when you look inside of the farmer almanac, he is marking down planetary positions and the zodiac signs that they're in. This is how they keep track of time from time immemorial. So it's just straight out utterly foolish for the astronomer not to admit this great truth, but to be in such denial, such gross ignorance. We should pardon them of this ignorance, because again, they spend their entire life studying the star, never questioning that why is the intelligence of the cosmos calling them, as if it doesn't have an effect on their consciousness, is absurd. So in closing, one thing's for certain: the astronomer's job is not to describe how celestial energy feels to human beings. This is not their job. So therefore, they cannot meddle in the business of astrologers. This is Dr. Vaughn Kaiser signing off.